Hi everyone, Martin here from carwow. So I'm sat in the new Land Rover Defender and next to me is a Mercedes G350d and next to that is a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. And we're going to have a drag race up this steep, slippery hill because actually this video is all about which of these three cars is the best off-road. So we're going to compete in various off-road challenges and award points for how well they do. If they win a challenge, they get 3 points. For second place, you get 2 points. For last place, you get 1 point. And if you don't complete a challenge, you get no points. The car with the most points at the end wins. Simple. This has a 2-litre diesel engine with 240 horsepower. That G-Wagon, it has a 2.9-litre 6-cylinder diesel with 286 horsepower, whereas the Jeep, it has a 2-litre turbocharged petrol with 272 horsepower. So we've all got our cars in low range mode, because that's what this drag race is about, it's up a hill. And I put this Defender in special sand mode because it's a bit sandy. Those guys, they don't have such clever electronics as this car, but they're in low range mode with all their diffs locked. Let's see what happens. Now before we do, please make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon to turn your notifications on. That way you won't miss a single upload. Also, I found a really cool price on one of these cars through carwow. If you click on the pop out banner up there, you can actually see what that amazing deal is. Right, go to that. You done it? Let's get on with the challenges!
Buying a new car? Then head to carwow and my team will help you find your next car at a fair price. Carwow, your one-stop car buying comparison site.
3, 2, 1.
Oh! Come on, Defender. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, come on, I definitely had... Ah! I was winning up the hill, but then I panicked at the very top simply because I was watching these cameras here and I could see that it was narrowing at the very top. I didn't want to destroy the wheel. Let's find out who won.
So looking back the footage quickly, it appears that the G1 just about, followed by the Defender and then the Jeep.
So close. If I hadn't backed off a bit, probably would have won that. Oh well. So 3 points to the G-Wagon, 2 points to the Defender and 1 to the Jeep. Now we're going to do the exact same thing again, only in reverse. The idea being that you want to be the slowest down the hill rather than the quickest. So the last car to pass that cone wins. So this car has hill descent control. I just put it into auto for the terrain response. I'm already in low range mode, and then I just use this to make my hill descent control as slow as possible. The Jeep has a similar system. You press a button on the dash. You have to have it in manual mode though, in first gear, and then you use the paddle to put it as slow as possible. In fact, that car apparently can go 0.6 of a mile an hour. It's really, really slow. The G though, it's a bit different. You just put it in manual mode in low range. There's no actual hill descent control as such. Apparently it's just slow enough as it is, but we shall see.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, come on! Look, I'll just prove that I'm not touching the brake. Oh, that Jeep is slow! Look at it! And that G's just gone. It's lost this one. This is going to be close between me and the Jeep. Come on, Land Rover, slow down! Slow down! No, I'll go through a rut and sideways! I just spin up over that bit. Oh no! Oh, that's amazing how slow that is down there. That's a win for the Jeep. 3 points to the Jeep, 2 points to the Land Rover, and 1 point to the Mercedes. So an exact reversal of the previous results, which means it's all square on 4 points each so far. The third challenge is a manoeuvrability test, which is key when you're off-roading. So we're going to blast these cars down this little track, go round a hairpin and back on ourselves, and we've got our lovely assistant Graham timing us on his phone, and we're going to see which car is the quickest. Do you know what? It's good to be back in a G-Wagon. I miss my old G63. I prefer the interior on that though, with the cream leather rather than this dark plastic bits and fake leather. Not so sure about this wood either. I prefer the dark wood in my car. Say my car, it wasn't mine, was it? It was lent to me by Mercedes. Come on G, we can do it though. Come on. We're going to run all these cars in low range mode, automatic, but with their diff locks off. That'll help them go around the top corner there. See what's going to happen.
3,
There he goes off. So that Land Rover Defender starts from £44,000, though that one with the engine that we've got in it and the SE trim, it's £56,000. Turning circles 12.8 metres, but it seems to have made it around that tree in one go, and it's flying. I almost took off there at the last bit. Graham, what time did he get?
19.5.
So he went round that course in 19.5 seconds. That is going to be so hard to beat. Don't know if the Jeep can beat it. He's going to have to hammer it. You've got to hammer it, Jeep. Just go for it.
3, 2, 1, go!
Its turning circle is slightly better, believe it or not, at 12.4 metres. Oh, this is going to be quick. Come on, he's got to hammer it. I'm not sure whether he won. Let's find out.
18.8.
18.8! So the Jeep just beat him. I've got to absolutely hammer this, haven't I, to win. And this is an expensive car. It starts from £96,000. This one, with the extras on it, it's like £101,000, so I really don't want to damage it. But I don't want to lose either. Let's see what happens.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, this is such an expensive car. The Jeep was only like 50 grand. This is... There. It's going to go round. Come on, go round. I can't hammer it through here because if I get it wrong... This is the thing with the Jeep when you're off-roading. I am just conscious about how much it costs. I was really worried about damaging it because it's just so expensive. Yes! No way! 18.08. Let's see it. Come on. Show the camera. 18.08. Oh my God. I was careful. Sometimes though, when you're racing, if you're just more steady, you go quicker. First place and 3 points to this Mercedes. Second place and 2 points to the Jeep. And last place and 1 point to the Land Rover. So then, after the third challenge, the scores are 7 for the Mercedes, 6 for the Jeep, and 5 for the Land Rover. Our fourth challenge is about scaling a steep yet slippery slope. So what we're faced with there is quite a gradient, but there's also some rocks in there which are really slippery. Now all these cars are fitted with off-road tyres. The ones on the Jeep Rubicon are actually better on mud than slippery rocks such as that, so might work against it. What will help it though is the fact that it's the lightest car here, so it weighs 2 tons, whereas that Land Rover, it's 2.4 tons, and this big G is getting on for 2.5 tons. It does have the most torque though to help pull it up. It's got 600 Newton meters. That Land Rover has got 430 Newton meters, and the Jeep has 400 Newton meters. We'll see how that plays out. All these cars are going to run in low range mode for their automatic gearboxes to help them at the slope. The Land Rover is just going to have its terrain response system in automatic, and the car will just use its electronics to figure stuff out. The Jeep and this car have all their diff locks on, but when you do that in them, you don't have any traction control, so that could prove problematic. We'll find out. Okay then, Land Rover, give it your best shot. Be steady at the beginning, then apply power. Oh my God, that just flew up there. I can't believe how easy that was for it. Oh, that is impressive. Okay, Jeep, over to you. Let's see if you can do that well. Go on, Jeepy boy. Do the Americans proud. Go on. Need those tyres to dig in. Now apply power, mate. Apply power. Oh. Yes. Not a problem. That was really well done. It just walked up there too. Over to me then in the G. Come on, G. Don't let me down. Bouncy, but easy peasy. Well, Graham, they all made it up there relatively easy, so it's going to go over to you to decide the order. Which did it the best, do you think, and why?
I think the Merc did it the best. Defender second, Jeep third.
Why did this do it the best?
Less wheel spin.
Despite not having any stability control on, those diffs did their job and just hooked up and just got constant drive. Wasn't it to do with the driver?
It might have had something to do with the driver.
It definitely did.
There's a lot of electronics in the others.
Yeah, exactly, you see. The Land Rover, though, was using its electronics. It doesn't have a front and rear diff, does it?
It just has a centre diff.
But it still did better than the Jeep.
Yeah.
Why did it do better than the Jeep?
I think the tyres were too wide on the Jeep. I think that there weren't so much tyre in contact with the ground. I think that's why the Jeep scrabbled a little bit.
So there you go. It may look like it's got the most extreme tyres for off-roading, but they're not actually always the best in all off-road conditions. So then that means that the scores after round 4 are 10 for the Mercedes and 7 for both the Jeep and the Land Rover. Now we come to the 5th challenge, and this is all about wheel travel and approach, departure and breakover angles. So we're going to drive a course which will take us down a hill and onto a slope, and we'll see just how well the cars are at keeping all wheels on the ground. Then we'll drive over a hill and over another hill, then up another slope which will tip the cars on their side once again, and we'll see just how well over that they can keep their wheels as close to the ground as possible for maximum traction. Now I've got a little bit of an advantage being in the Jeep, which I've just moved into. I'm able to decouple my anti-roll bars, and that will mean that the car can actually release its wheels to travel as much as possible. Hopefully it'll help it keep them on the ground so I can keep moving forward. But let's find out. Let's get on with it. Come on, Jeep, you can do it. Right then, let's go. So the Land Rover has fully independent suspension and air springs. Now, independent suspension isn't quite the best solution for off-roading, but it does manage it very well with its clever traction control system. The G-Wagon has independent front suspension, but a rigid axle at the back, which helps push a wheel down when the other's in the air. This has rigid axles front and back, so I'm expecting it to do rather well at this. Hopefully it can keep its wheels on the ground. Parking sensor's going a bit crazy. It's just easy, this. Now we're going to have some hills. In terms of approach angle, the Land Rover's ahead. It has 38 degrees. The G, 31 degrees, and this 36 degrees. Breakover for the Land Rover is 28 degrees. It's 26 for the G, and a terrible 19 for this, so I hope it's going to be all right over here. Be all right, Jeep, come on. Yeah, it was, thank God. Departure angle, Land Rover wins again, 40 degrees compared to 30 for the G-Wagon and 31 for this. So the Land Rover wins on paper for all of those numbers. Can I get around here with the diffs on? Diffs are locked. It's not going to like this. Yeah, same as me. Turning circles, not so good on the G-Wagon. Right, back we go. Oh, let's get up there. Up. Here we go. This breakover. Oh, I'm not going to bottom out, thank God. Now, coming at this side slope, it's going to be interesting to see which cars can keep their wheels on the ground for as long as possible. We got this. America! Yeah! America! Yeah! There we go. That was easy in this. This just walked that course completely. Just so easy for it. Let's find out the scores on the doors though from Graham. Right. What do you reckon then overall?
You've done very well on that, to be honest with you. This one cheated a little bit.
Why?
It wasn't quite as high up the bank.
Which bank?
This one here.
Could I've gone higher?
The side slope, no, because she was leaning well.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the only thing that's going to mark this one down.
Can I do it again?
I think you'd be leaning too much. Your front wheel was bouncing off the ground.
Okay. Just. So what are you going to do? Which comes first overall?
Merc.
Really?
Yeah. We never took a wheel off the ground, hardly.
I thought this was going to win. I've decoupled my sway bars. I've got rigid axle front and back.
I was expecting this one to win.
Did it come second?
Second.
Thank God for that. And last defender. So another win for the Mercedes. So 3 points to the Mercedes, 2 to this Jeep and 1 to the Land Rover. Overall the scores are 13 points so far for the Mercedes. This has 9 points and the Land Rover has 8. Now we come to the sixth and final challenge, but before we get on with it, if you'd like to keep up to date with all the latest new car news and reviews in between our video uploads on YouTube, click on the pop-out banner up there to sign up to the new CarWow newsletter. It's completely free. You might as well just go and do it. In fact, I'll wait here while you sign up. Did it? Good. Right, let's crack on. In this challenge, we're going to drive the cars up these steps and it's going to test their ground clearance and chassis articulation. Then we're going to come down the other side, which is an even greater test for their ground clearance because there's a nasty drop off down there. It's a bit of a foregone conclusion really, because the Mercedes has enough points to win overall already. However, there is a battle on for second place between this Jeep and the Land Rover, which is going to come last. So that Land Rover does have an advantage because it's got the best ground clearance, 291mm. The G has 241mm, which is the worst. This has 252. But it's going to be interesting to see what the chassis articulation is like on that Land Rover with its fully independent suspension and air springs. This should be just fine. This is what the Jeep was made to do. It'll hopefully keep all wheels on ground and keep moving forward. Oh, watching that G's body just kind of move around with the chassis underneath it just working away. The wheels at crazy angles. Oh, steady does it. This is just going to power up here. I've got no concerns whatsoever. So good at this. It's got to be a win for the Jeep. Now, the next bit looks pretty blooming horrible. Why are we stopping, Graham? What's going on?
So we're going to do a little cheat on the Land Rover. It has a trick up its sleeve to help on large articulations like you've just done there. It's got two get you out of jail cards where it'll actually lift the body a little bit higher.
How much does each one increase the height by?
So it's 20mm.
Each time?
Each time.
So it goes 291mm, then it will increase it to what's that, 311?
311, yeah.
And then if you bottom it out again, it'll go up to 331. And that's an advantage of air suspension.
Yes.
I don't know if I want to allow this. I still reckon this will win. Go on, let's see what it can do. Oh my God, I can see it. Now that's something that Land Rover never told me about. So we now have another development. Graham is concerned that the G-Wagon, it hasn't got enough ground clearance to go down the step. Do you really reckon it won't?
It'll be close. Nice shiny side steps, I wouldn't want to risk spending them.
Let's play it safe. G-Wagon, unfortunately you are out of this one. So it's between the Land Rover and the Jeep. Goodbye G, get out of the way. Make room for the professionals. This looks bloody horrible. Like seriously awful. Look at that though, look how high it is. That's so funny. Is all that ground clearance going to help that Defender? Oh God, that's so scary. Is it going to roll over? Don't roll over. I'm a bit worried that's going to roll over. That is, oh dear. Is this a good idea? That is just horrendous. I'm glad I am not in that car. With that air suspension fully pumped up, there's just no movement in the wheels on its tiptoes like Darcy Bustle. It's ballerina. Oh my God, this is just something else. There's no way that G would have gone down there. Absolutely no chance at all. Right, here goes nothing, it's my go. Nervous. All I'm doing is watching Graham. What does that mean? I have no idea where my wheels are. That Land Rover has something called Clear Sight as well, so you can pretty much look underneath the car, it's a special camera. Right, I think this is doing all right. It doesn't feel as scary as in that Land Rover. Oh, this is on Graham if it all goes wrong. I think I've bottomed out. It feels like this doesn't feel great. I think Graham's a bit concerned. He's running around. Oh dear. He's thinking, have I just got Matt into a bit of a pickle? And Are we going to be able to get this Jeep out of here without a Chinook helicopter to lift it? Straighten the wheel. Come on. It just caught a bit. I think that's just the brakes making a noise. Yeah, dead straight. I'm keeping it dead straight. This is nerve-wracking. Come on, when can I turn? I feel like I need to turn the wheel. I'm literally walking this thing down here. This is proper serious stuff. Oh, it's doing it. It's the stress. This is it. I think we're good. Bit of power through the mud. Yes. So, overall, in that scenario, we're out and about somewhere in the forests or whatever.
Yes.
Which one wins? Which one do you want to be in?
I'd sooner be in that one.
Right. That gets 3 points.
Yes.
This came second.
Yes, because that was disqualified.
Because that was disqualified.
Yeah.
This gets 2 points, which means overall then, G-Wagon wins, 13 points. This, 9 plus 2, 11. That, 8 plus 3, 11. It's a win for the G-Wagon and then joint second place for the Defender and the Jeep. That was close. Out of them all, if I had to drive them back on the road, I'm going to take the Land Rover. It is the best to drive on road. And if you want to find out more about that, click on the pop-out banner up there to watch my full in-depth video review of that car. Now, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. Also, let me know in the comments below some other videos you'd like us to do. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon to turn your notifications on so you're alerted when we make a new upload. And follow us on Instagram, carwow.